Oh no. Hello, friends. My name is Audra and I'm a health coach. And I'm not saying that you need one, but in case you need one, I'm here for you. I started this channel almost a year ago, and it's still like almost empty because I was not able to decide what do I really want to do here. Do I want to talk some health coaching stuff? Do I want to post recipes? Or do I want just vlog, daily life vlog? And last week I decided that I really, really want to do everything. I know this is really not rational, but I really want to have space in my life where I do whatever I want and I don't really care much about the rules and strategies and marketing and everything. So, yeah, those are motorbikes. I thought that on Thursdays I will be talking about thyroid, and yes, welcome to the first Thyroid Thursday. Why thyroid is top one part of the body, top one organ. And if we would think about our body of like competing musical bands in just creating their songs and competing in charts, nobody would usually put thyroid on the top of the list. Usually it's heart that is number one, that we think that heart is the most important thing that we have. Even when we talk about ourselves, we point to our hearts. And yeah, books and songs and every art, every piece of art is connected somehow with the heart. The brain is also important. So yeah, we think that there is some conflict between brain and heart, and that's how we live our lives, just solving this conflict, at least in West. If we think about, for example, if you watch South Korean movies, you would see that people, when they say "my mind," they point not here but here. So less of that conflict. What else we consider important? Our reproductive organs, maybe. Even if we do not, even if we do not mention them so often publicly, but we think of them as important. Gut finally went up, and now we know that gut is so important, not only for digestion, but also it's like second brain, or maybe even our first brain. So we have those priorities, or like importance that we attach to specific organs, and thyroid never gets mentioned unless person has some issue with the thyroid. I would put thyroid first. I would put it way above the heart, because thyroid regulates heart. Yeah, the thyroid decides how our heart will work. So yeah, we need to appreciate our thyroid more, we need to love it more, and we need to listen to it more. It will help us. It will help our heart and mind and gut and any part of our body, and yeah, it will help us as people. So do you know where thyroid is? Yeah, right. It's in our neck, it's somewhere here, and for men it's below Adam's apple. It looks like a butterfly. I would like to have this kind of sculpture of human body and to show you everything, but at the moment I don't have it. So I will be using what I have. So imagine the thyroid is here. Yeah, it's like this. Of course it's smaller, but you get the idea. So the thyroid is a gland. So it secretes hormones. And hormones are signals that our body takes as orders. So in that way, thyroid is your boss. Yeah, it's our boss, it's our DJ, and it's our best friend forever. in what way it is our boss, because it coordinates every cell. Every cell has a signal from thyroid. How should they use the energy, you know? So thyroid regulates our metabolism, our temperature. It's not only on physical level. It determines our personality. Yeah, I think we could say that we are determined by our thyroids, because how fast is our thinking? It determines what thoughts do we have, how our reactions are. Also how our relationships develop, because depending of our reactions to reality, we have our relations to reality, and reality I mean people, and the way we behave at work, the way we behave at home, how much sleep can we get at night. It also depends so much on thyroid. So yeah, I went through some changes because my thyroid at some point changed the the reactions of everything. I thought that's me, you know, that's I who decides everything. And then finally I saw, like, no, there is this boss in my neck that just really is in charge of everything. So in that way, thyroid is our DJ, you know, as if like we are in a club. So the DJ has music, so the DJ is choosing music. DJs also determine how fast music will go and how loud it will be and how different pieces of music will be mixed. So yeah, so our mood in the club is regulated by the DJ, and also how fast can we dance, you know, how fast the rhythm is. So I remember the heaviest, the most difficult time was when I would wake up in the morning and my heart rate would be like 120 and a bit, you know. So you can imagine how tired people with overactive thyroid can be. Overactive thyroid makes everything overactive, and underactive thyroid makes everything underactive. So majority of people who have thyroid issues, they have issues with underactive thyroid. Yeah, but and I will not go deep today in those different diseases or different problems that we can have with thyroid, because the origin of them can be different, and only part of them are inevitable, you know, small part. Others are, I would say, the consequences of our lifestyle. That's why I would say that thyroid is our best friend, you know. And you may ask, you know, how can you say that thyroid is my best friend if thyroid is giving me such a hard time at the moment? And you're right, your personal subjective experience is the ultimate truth for you, because if you feel bad, then you feel bad, and if reason is thyroid, then the thyroid is responsible for your bad feelings. But the more you know about your body, the more you understand that the body never goes against you. You know, traditionally we assume that if we have some disease, some disorder, that means that our body somehow goes against us. When we talk about autoimmune diseases, like autoimmune thyroid disease like Graves or Hashimoto, so the first one is for overactive thyroid and the other one is for underactive one. So we think, oh, our autoimmune system, our immune system decided to fight us instead of fighting enemies. Yeah, I agree. You can interpret reality in that way. I don't see it like that. The way I see it, and I have a proof for that, is that when we have autoimmune disease of thyroid, that means your body, that means our bodies are trying to do their best, because they always work in our interest, and they try to minimize damage, and they choose the better option from possible bad options, you know. To say it briefly is that if we have some health problem now, that means our body tries to save us from other problems that are bigger. So, and I'll try to explain what I mean. So in 2013, I was diagnosed with autoimmune thyroiditis, and yeah, I had this Graves disease, autoimmune disease. It was not like, oh, I got it, like, you know, like this. Usually, autoimmune thyroid diseases start with some trigger, like final trigger. And for many of us, it's like flu or some colds, like something that activates the immune system. But this is only the final drop, you know, it's just the final touch that is making our body sick. What leads to autoimmune diseases usually is our lifestyle choices that we make for years and for decades. So now how I think is the situation, you know, at that moment, of course, I thought, oh my God, I'm going to die. I feel so bad, and I'm going through things that I don't know how to manage them and how to understand them, and I don't see that much help. You know, I went to doctor, and I see that what doctors can do, they can help me to manage symptoms, which is extremely important in the beginning. But then when they are managed, if that ends up with only managing symptoms, then we have a disease for life. So I needed to go to the root of the cause of this disease, and to see what triggers my autoimmune reaction and how can I help myself. So yeah, so I think for 2 or 3 months I felt really like, oh my God, I'm going crazy and I will die soon, very soon. But then the curiosity became the most important factor of this journey. And that's how our body works. You know, our body makes us sick for us to be able to change our mindset and to look for solutions, because we don't listen usually. You know, for years and for decades, I was told by my mom and by my friends and by my colleagues and by my bosses and by me myself, work less, sleep more, have better work and life balance. Maybe you should change your job. Like maybe you should quit job that is so stressful. Maybe you should eat differently. Maybe you should exercise. I was telling those things, and people were telling me those things. Did I listen? You know, no, no. I would always think, yeah, well, I do it in the future, but this week, you know, I have such an important assignment, and I need to like do this and that, and then there is a list of 10 things that I need to do. You know, those list makers. Yeah, so I would never stop with myself. So my thyroid helped me to stop and helped me to learn so many things about the reality, and to change my lifestyle in a way that I can be more healthy. And I'm grateful. And I'm very happy that I can share it with you. And I hope that you, at the moment, I hope that you can use any situation that you have, any situation that you now experiencing with regards to your health. If you are healthy, if you have some issues, everything is for your benefit. Body always works for your benefit, and we just need to learn to read the signs. So when it comes to thyroid, if you have suspicion that your thyroid may be working not in the way it's supposed to, first thing you need to do, well, you don't need, but I mean, I would do, is to get diagnosed. It's really, really important, because yeah, it's possible to diagnose doing blood work, blood test, if you have enlarged thyroid like goiter. So it's also useful to see what kind of tissue it is. Like, is it just a thyroid tissue, or maybe there are nodules, or maybe some other pathologies. It's also very important to check it. So please do not be afraid to know diagnosis. It's really helpful, and don't treat yourself just yourself. Use the help of specialists. It is especially important on the first stages, like if you have really symptoms that you cannot deal with it, you feel that you need help, please do. I hope that you have possibilities to ask for help. And then there are so many changes that you will be able to apply, changes of habits, changes of diet, and everything will be very helpful, because thyroid is very sensitive towards what we do. There are three, I would see three general groups of factors that affects our thyroid. First is the food, what we eat, what we put inside. The second one is stress level, extremely important thing. It's not only the stressful experience, but also amount of sleep we have, our relationships, everything that affects our mood, our thoughts, the things we think, everything is in it. And the third group is pollution, and by pollution I mean not only pollution that we have, polluted air or polluted water, but also chemicals that we have in cosmetics, and also sometimes the construction materials can have some chemical elements that trigger our thyroid. So everything seems very complicated, but actually it's not that complicated. So, but I know that especially if you have Graves and if you have overactive thyroid, you feel it's overwhelming. The world is overwhelming. Believe me, it will get better. It will get better. You will feel better. You just need to accept the reality that you are at the stage of your life when your body tries to help you. It doesn't want to destroy you. Your thyroid, this lovely organ that you have in your neck, is trying to help you. So let's meet on next Thursday, next Thyroid Thursday, and we will talk about 10 signs that thyroid is trying to give you as like warning signs, or signs of love, signs of care. So I'm a bit afraid of cameras, so I put this mint and those fruits and berries just to make me more calm.